Okay, so for my daily lab report, first, the purpose of today's lab, basically in lecture, we talked about a few different things. We talked about the different types of flow for the torque converters. There's rotary, which is direct, like just one direction. Then there's vortex, which circulates between the impeller and the turbine. We talked about how to do a proper stall test. We talked about the accumulator. We talked about the governor inside the accumulator. What else did we talk about? We talked about, direct drive. But in lab today, basically the purpose was to finish reassembling, which nobody finished, but finished inspecting all of the components for the transmission. So a new skill I learned was how to properly identify proper wear lifespan, I guess. Usually I've learned that since engines class, like engines course. I've known about that. But I've never seen it on an automatic transmission, so that was something new for me because I know that there's like the clutch, like when we were doing like manual transmissions, I know there's like the flex plate, the clutch, and the clutch disc, and something else. I kind of forgot. But I remember that, but I'd never seen a clutch plate, nor had I known how to properly inspect it. And then I'd never seen like how to, until yesterday, like the sun gears and the ring gears in the planet carrier. So new skill I learned: how to properly identify lifespan. And something I want to learn, because I want to be honest, we didn't get that far today because a new skill, this is what's it about. I want to know how to properly put together, I think it was like the input housing. No, I forgot the name of it. But it's the input what we're doing right now, not the output, the input. We have been stuck on the same step. Like, we were stuck on it the whole class period. We literally took it all apart just to see what was wrong with it, and then we put it back together, and it's the exact same way as if we first started with it. So a new skill I want to learn is how to properly identify, like, I guess it's something to do with the clutch plates, like the order we put them in, or like that we put in too many, that we got confused with another component. I don't know. But that's a new skill I want to know how to do, is how to properly reassemble the transmission, because everybody knows disassembly is a lot more easier than reassemble. So I want to know how to do that. But I guess if I want to get more in depth with something with new that I want to know, if I want to get more in depth with that question, I just want to know how to properly use service literature for our advantage for reassembling. There you go. Because we were looking at service literature in the first place, we were looking at the complete wrong section until Tony helped us out and figure out which section we had to be looking at. But even with service literature, we were looking at it, we were just getting more confused. So I want to know how to be able to use it, because everything is in service literature. It just depends on how you put it in your head. If that makes sense. So yeah, so purpose of today's lab: reassemble transmission. Also what we talked about in lecture. New skill I learned was how to properly inspect for wear span life on transmission components. And something I want to learn is how to properly use service literature so I can help when reassembling.